Hello everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Cowl, and today we are making the ribbed triangle as part of our April series on triangles. So we're making this beauty today and it has so much texture. I'm going to see if the camera can pick it up from the side. So we have this raised stitching on the top and underneath, so some nice texture going on there. So it's kind of like 2 layers, I guess, and it is just so squishy and thick and gorgeous. There is an alternative to this, which is this one, which looks very similar. You can see those there, if the camera can pick it up. It looks very similar from the front. The back, however, is different. You can see this one has the raised stitches. This one, it's fairly flat, okay? There's a little bit of texture going on, but not as much. So it's less thick and slightly less squishy, but equally as lovely. They both look gorgeous. This one is slightly simpler and maybe a little quicker to make. This one is the original, and it's not too complicated at all. It's a repeating pattern, so you just kind of get in the swing of it. This one can be slightly easier on your hands though. So I'm going to show you the original, and then I'll show you how you can tweak it to make the alternative version. And actually, whether you find this one difficult or not, you might still like to make this version as well. So let's stop talking and get into making this beautiful ribbed triangle. Beautiful texture. Okay, so as with all of our triangles this month, I'm making this with regular DK number 4 yarn and a 4.5mm hook. Okay, and that brings your triangles out to approximately 6 inches on each side. They're equilateral triangles, so all the sides are the same length and they're about 6 inches per side. But that varies on your tension and everything else. So that's just a guideline, okay? So I've got my slip knot on my hook and I'm ready to go. So we're going to start with a chain 4 and then slip stitch into the first chain to make a ring. There we go. Okay, and then chain 5. And this chain 5 counts as your first double crochet and a chain 2. Okay, so then we're going to do 3 double crochet into the ring. And a chain 2, 3 more double crochet into the ring, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet into the ring, because we're going to join up with our first chain where we have that double crochet and chain 2 from that chain. So just 2 double crochet into your ring. Okay, and then you want to pull your circle in, your ring, and then you're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain of your chain 5. So let me see where this chain finishes, and it's that middle chain. Okay, so there is round 1 finished. You have a little tiny triangle, these chain 2s at the point, so it doesn't look very triangular at the moment, but it will. Okay, so 2, we are going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space, or if you want to change colour, then fasten off and join your new colour in your chain 2 space. Okay, so we're starting in that chain 2 space and we're going to chain 3 and then do another double crochet. So that chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then chain 2 and 2 more double crochet in your corners. And this is how you are going to do every corner from now until the end. Okay, every corner from now until the end are 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, and then what we're going to do is a front post double crochet. So your first double crochet here, we're going to do a front post. So yarn over, go behind your stitch and then bring the hook up from behind. So we're pushing the post of this stitch to the front, hence being called a front post. So front post double crochet, and then complete your double crochet as normal. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's your front post double crochet. It's push that post to the front. And then the next stitch is a back post double crochet. So yarn over, and this time we want to push the post of the next stitch to the back. So this time we go in from the back, so we go in and behind, next to the stitch, go over the top of the stitch and through to the back, and then this is the post of that stitch. So we're pushing that post to the back, the opposite of what we did for the previous. Okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So far we've got one post of the stitch from the previous round pushed forward and then one pushed back, and then we're going to do another front post. So yarn over, insert your stitch from front to back and then to the front. So you're pushing the post to the front, and then complete your double crochet as usual. Okay, so for a front post we go front to back to front, and the back post we go back to front to back. So I'll show you that again round here. So your corner, as always, 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet. So in my mind I always call that a 2 2 2. Okay, it's 2 2 2. Okay, so on to the next side. So as before we're going to do a front post double crochet. So that's front to back to front, and do that double crochet. Okay, so yarn over and we're going to do a back post. So that's back to front to back, and then through. Okay, front post, front to back to front. And that's the thing, the way I like to remember it. Front post, we start from the front to the back, and back post is back to front. Okay, and then your next corner, 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, I'm going to show you those front and back post stitches just once more. So, oh, I need to do a second double crochet there in my corner. Okay, so front post is front to back to front. Okay, so your post is at the front. And then a back post, back to front to back, the stitch at the back. And then once again, front post, front to back to front, stitch at the front. And then you're going to slip stitch to the top of your first chain 3. And that is your round 2 finished. So you have a little bit of texture going on. Each side you have 2 front post stitches and 1 back post stitch. So if you look from the front, you've got 2 texture stitches there, and on the back each side has 1. Okay, So round 3, and this is where every round is going to repeat. So I'm going to show you this round and then I will leave you to continue. So what we're going to do is either fasten off and start a new colour in your corner space, or slip stitch into that corner space, okay, that chain 2 space. So we're always going to start the round in the chain 2 corner space. Okay, so chain 3 for your first double crochet, and then a double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. So 2, 2, 2. And then you're going to start every side with a front post and finish every side with a front post. Now these first 2 stitches are from your previous corner and they don't have any front post stitches in them yet, any post stitches. So front post, front to back to front, post at the front. Back post, back to front, oops, to back. And then the next one is front post, so we alternate, and this is where it gets really easy in that you're going to do the front post around the front post and the back post around the back post. So this is a front post here, so we know we're alternating and it's a front post anyway, but just to confirm that, you have a front post stitch here. So front to back to front, and then it's a back post, so back to front to back. So the front post stitch is being done around the previous front post and the back post around the previous back post. Nice and simple. So front post, front to back to front. And then a back post, and these are the 2 stitches that don't have any post stitches around them. So back post, back to front to back. And then front post, and as I said, we finish with the front post. So it's front to back to front. And there we go. And then we're going to do our corner. So 2 stitches, chain 2 and 2 stitches. And that is as simple as this pattern is. So I'll do the next side with you. Actually, I'll do this round with you and then I'll leave you to carry on. So front post, always start with a front post. Back post. So we're going to go in the back, over the front and to the back. Okay, then a front post, so front through to the back and to the front. And a back post. Back to front to back. And a front post, front to back to front. Grab some more yarn. And then it's a back post for the first of these 2 corners, so back to front, oops, to back. And then the front post, front to back to front. Okay, so you can see that the front post stitches are continuation of the previous front post stitches, okay, apart from these ones in the corner. So it just makes one continuous line. If I show you this, you can see it just makes one continuous line of those front post stitches, and then on the back we have a continuous line of those back post stitches, okay. Every side starts with a front post and finishes with a front post. That's probably the easiest thing to remember as well. Okay, so corner, 2 stitches, chain 2 and 2 stitches. Okay, and then the last side, front post, back post, front post, back post, front post, back post, front post and slip stitch in the top of your chain 3. And that is that. So I continued to about 6 inches, which was, oops, wrong one, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. So it took me 7 rounds to have my side of 6 inches. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3 rounds so far. 4 rounds. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've done 3 or 4. I'm confused. Can't even count now. 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Count the corners. Dough. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've done 3 rounds so far. So you need another 4 to make it up to 7 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so count your corners. If you're not sure how many rounds, don't try and count your stitches, count your corners. Like I just didn't. So we've done 3 rounds so far, and I did 7 to make 6 inches. But do have a measure and see if you want your triangle to be 6 inches. That's what we're making all the triangles to be approximately. So but up to you. You can, with this, it's the beauty of these is you can stop however small or keep going to however big you want this to be. So entirely up to you. So keep going, and the more rows you do, the more impressive this will look. You can start to see the ribbing here already. I'll bring this up to the camera and move it slightly. There we go, if I move the angle, so you can start to see the ribbing, but when you get several rows you can really see that, and it's just a beauty. Beauty, beauty. So I'm going to leave you to continue that. I will finish mine off camera, and then I'll show you how to make this other version. Okay, so I'm going to finish this one later because I want to get the video finished and edited and all ready for you on time. So I will finish that, and if you're part of the Facebook group, you will see it in the album later this evening. Soon. It will be in there, so you'll be able to see the finished product, but it will be like this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how to do this ribbed triangle version 2. And this is very, very similar to this one, and as I said, it's just got slightly less texture. It's not as thick, and it's slightly easier on your hands because it doesn't require any back post double crochet, just the front post double crochets. So it makes it slightly easier and also slightly quicker on your hands, and it's more lightweight, so it takes less yarn as well. Yeah, let me start and show you how to make this one. So we start in exactly the same way. So let me just do a quick start here and show you. Okay, so we're going to start with a chain 4 and a slip stitch to form a ring. Okay, just as we did before, and then we're going to chain 5, which counts as our first double crochet and a chain 2. The chain 2 is for our corner. Okay, and then we're going to do 3 double crochet into the ring. All our stitches are double crochets. Some of them will be front post, but they're all double crochets. Okay, so 3 double crochet and then chain 2. 3 double crochet. Chain 2 and then 2 double crochet. Just 2. Pull that ring in a bit tighter, and then slip stitch into the 3rd chain of your starting chain 5. and that makes your set of 3 double crochet there. So you've now got 3 sets of 3 and your 3 corners or points, just as you had on the previous one. Okay, so to continue this, I would need more yarn. Would be helpful. Okay, so then what we're going to do is slip stitch into that corner, and then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to start every side like this with a chain 3 for our first double crochet, and then a second double crochet in that corner, chain 2 and 2 more double crochet, just as before. 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. And now this is where it's the same as the previous. We do a front post double crochet around the first stitch. Okay, so we go behind the stitch and complete that double crochet. And now where it differs and makes it easier, instead of doing a back post double crochet for the next stitch, pull my table closer, it's walking away. For the next stitch we're going to do a regular double crochet in the top of that next stitch. Okay, just a regular old double crochet, and then a front post around the last. Okay, so again we start and finish each side with a front post double crochet, but the alternate stitches are a double crochet, and then we do our next corner, 2 stitches, chain 2 and 2 stitches, 2 2 2. Okay, and then we start the next side, front post double crochet. I'm not showing you specifically how to do that because I've shown you that earlier on in the video. And then the next stitch we do a regular double crochet going into the top of that stitch, and then a front post around the last stitch, and then our corner, 2 stitches, chain 2 and 2 stitches, and the last side, front post around the first stitch, regular double crochet in the middle stitch, and a front post around the last, and then slip stitch into the top of your chain 3 to finish that round. Oops. And there we go. There is the end of your round 2. Okay, not a lot of texture to see at the moment, but it will show more as we do more rounds. So let's go into round 3. Okay, round 3. Again, if you want to change colour on your round, then fasten off and rejoin your join your new colour in a corner space. Okay, if you are continuing in the same colour, then just slip stitch into that corner. Okay, just a simple slip stitch across to there, and then start as before with your chain 3, double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, for your corner or point. When it's a triangle, is that a corner or is it a point? Interesting. I'm so used to doing squares that they're all just corners to me. Okay, so we always start with a front post double crochet, and then a regular double crochet, and then a front post, and this is where these middle stitches, you will do the front post stitches around the front posts, and then a regular double crochet into this regular double crochet, and then a front post around the next stitch, which is a front post. So just as before we did the fronts around the fronts and the backs around the backs, we do the fronts around the fronts and the regular double crochet in the regular. So then it's a regular double crochet, and then, as I said, we finish with a front post. So if you are finishing with anything other than a front post, you know you've gone wrong somewhere on your side, okay? Because you always start and finish with a front post. So anything else, you've made a mistake somewhere. So just have a look and find out where that is. Okay, and then our corner as usual, 2 stitches, chain 2 and 2 stitches. And then the next side is as usual, front post, regular, these are all double crochet, front post, regular, front post, regular, and front post. In the corner, 2 stitches, 2 chains and 2 stitches. Along the next side, front post, regular stitch, front post, more yarn, regular stitch, front post, regular stitch. Now this next stitch will be slightly tricky because it was a chain 3 and we've also gone from it to doing a slip stitch, so just find your way into there and then your hook comes out. Just find your way into there and do that stitch. Okay, and then a final front post and slip stitch into the top of your chain 3. And that is that. So this is what we have at the end of round 3. Remember, counting, if you want to count your rows, count from the corners, the 1, 2, 3, 3 rounds, and there we go. You start to see some texture working up there. I move this. We've got some front posts starting, and then the back, different to the other one, is flatter. Okay, so if I show you, this is the back of the first one we did. You can see the back posts forming their ridges. Okay, it's not showing up too well, but you can start to see the back posts forming their ridges there, and this one's flatter. And then on the front, they look fairly similar. The difference really is that these in between stitches, they kind of dip more. It's more raised because these stitches are coming forwards and these other stitches are going backwards. It kind of gives a deeper, what's the word? It goes deeper, okay? Whereas this one, you've only got the depth of a regular stitch there. It's not being pushed back at all. So the definition is definitely more on this one than the simpler version. But they're both equally lovely. I love them both, and I'm going to continue these and then I'll show you them at the end clip. See, I love these and I think they're cute in this size. They're cute and lovely in this 6-inch size as well. So have a go at both ways if you like, and see which way you prefer. I'd be interested to know actually which way you prefer. So you can leave a you can leave a comment right at the bottom of the page. Let me know whether you prefer the original or the simplified version. Original, simplified. Which one do you prefer? Leave me a comment and let me know. And if you're a part of the Facebook group, the link is below in the description for Beyond the Cow. If you're a part of that group, I would love to see your photos in that group. See what you've done with these, see what colours you've made, see whether you've changed the rounds of colours. I love them in one colour. I'd love to see them in a multicolour as well. So yeah, and actually I've just realised I won't have the pictures of these up at the end of this video. I said have a look in the group and they'll be in there shortly, because I want to get this video edited and ready for you on time. So that's it for today. Our ribbed triangle and our simplified ribbed triangle. Beautiful. So until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.